Hey, Mr. Major, this is Paul Heck. I'm with Grassfire Digital Marketing, and Trace asked me to give you a quick video and overview of just, what it takes to push your website up in the search rankings. And I just want to give you a quick overview of what that looks like. Google is looking to rank someone as the authority in their space for whatever people are searching for. So if someone's searching for church bonds or church loans, they're trying to find like who's the authority in the space, who do we want to rank the highest. They do this with looking at your content on your website. Is that content keyword rich? So that means, does it have the keywords in the content that people are actually searching for? So are we talking about church bonds, church loans, church finance, all of those things? We do a lot of research on the front end to figure out what those search terms are. The content is pretty much king. It is something that you have to have on your website. We always recommend 1,500 words minimum, and it just really depends on how many keywords you're trying to rank for. So we always say that there's 175 to 250 words of content per keyword, and then we use the keyword 3 times in that content, just to show that we're not spamming, Google on the keyword, but we're getting it in the content so that it just makes sense, for someone reading on your website about church bonds, church finance, and such. So content is king. We look at what your competitors are doing from that standpoint as well. And then we also have the second thing that we look for or that we work on are the backlinks. So backlinks are outside websites that will refer to yours and pass power to it. So again, Google looks at these backlinks and they're like, hey, there's somebody over here that's written an article about church finance, and they've linked back to sharefinancial.com, or they've linked back to a keyword that actually sits on your page and links to your page. That's a backlink that is going to pass some power to you. And what we need to look at is like, what are your competitors doing? What does their backlink profile look like? And how do we beat that? How do we surpass them on the power amount that's being passed? The third thing is citations. So these are our online directories where your name, address, and phone number for your business is listed. We need to make sure that that's correct and matches on all of those, just so that it's real easy for Google to crawl and figure out who you are and how big your presence is on the internet. Those 3 things together is going to push you up in the search rankings. And we can share this with owners and know that it's a big effort to undertake. You definitely can do this yourselves. But if it's something that you want help with, then that's where we come along and just kind of partner right beside you and help you build your web presence so you are starting to beat your competitors and move up in the search ranking. We also do pay-per-click, which is running Google ads. Sometimes we run Facebook ads depending on what type of business it is, but Google ad campaigns work really well. That's sort of a separate thing outside of your website and SEO effort, but those things are something that can kind of fill the gaps while the SEO takes time, because it does take time to climb up in the search rankings. But I'm gonna dive right in and just show your website. You've got some content on here. There's just really not enough. If we were doing something for you, we're gonna expand the amount of content talking about the bond programs and the construction loans and such, so that there's enough content with the keywords in there on your page. We're gonna look at your competitors and see what they're doing. So we just searched church bonds. This is Sin Stewardship is the first one pulling up in the organic search area. You've got a sponsored person up here running ads against the search term church bonds. That may be relevant to you, or maybe not, but they may just have the church bonds on their website or their ad campaign. But we can run ads as well for you and help you get up there and push you up in that top section. But we really want to beat these guys long term. Gold Star, Christian Examiner, you want to be in one of these top 3 positions. So looking at your site's strength, it's pretty common to have a website that's been around a while and just doesn't have a lot of strength. There's not a lot of backlinks coming to it, passing power. So that's really what's doing that. You guys have 197 backlinks coming through 37 domains. There's just not a lot of strength being passed to you. Now you do have 44 keywords, which is, good keywords, but you've got your name and such, and you've got church bonds on here in this back page for investments. And then you've got church bond programs on another services page. You're ranking 8th in the organic section and 5th on that particular term. There's just not very much search volume happening for church bond programs. So what we like to do is see, in our discussion with you about the direction that your company's going, what your services you guys provide, and match that up with the actual search terms that have a lot of volume and a lower difficulty. I just did a real quick, just typed in church loans and see what popped up. You've got 400 searches a month for church loans. Now, it is a pretty heavily competitive search term. There's keyword difficulty of 24. The closer that is to 0, the better. So you can see that that's kind of high. But church mortgage loans has 60 searches a month. You've got church loans for small churches, 100 searches a month, a little bit lower KD. You've got church loans near me. There's all kinds of things that might be relevant to what you guys do. And we're just going to go in and look for what those keywords are so we can put together a strategy to go after that search volume. Now, looking at, another aspect of what we do is we help you strengthen your Google business profile. So this is going to be making sure you have a good business description here. We're also going to post several times a month so that you have activity on your Google business profile. The other thing that you really need to do is to solicit reviews from people that have used your services. And we can help you do that and create QR codes so it makes it easy for them to go to leave you a review. Looking at Ascend, stewardship and consulting, they were ranking high, and I just wanted to see what they were doing. And this is actually a back page, so this is going to be ranking against your current /investments page because that's where you have the church bonds keyword. And you can see they have quite a bit of church bond just content, talking about different things, answering different questions. That is just a good way to do that, just to get enough information out there. This is actually an FAQ page. It's actually outranking you guys, so that's a little bit not in the norm, but it's just because they have some backlinks on it and you guys don't. Their websites, as you can see, their whole URL is quite a bit stronger. Their domain is, kind of in line with the other ones that I'm seeing. They have 275 words on their website that they're being found for. And if you dig into it, you can kind of see, church bonds, they're in the number 1 position for that back page. So really that should be pretty easy to take that over, within a few months. Looking at churchloan.com, this is Griffin Church Loans. They were ranking pretty high in the actual church loans search that I did. Pretty outdated website as far as the look of it, but they've got, a decent amount of content on it. So that's helping them to be pushed up there in the search ranking. So really, from what I see, building a nice looking website that has the right amount of content and the right content on it is probably going to push past all of these guys in just, a little bit of time. Their website's pretty strong, even though it's just been around a long time. They've got a pretty good amount of links coming into it. I don't know if that's by design, considering the look of that website is pretty old looking, but they've done a real good job of getting a lot of links coming in. They're being found for 354 keywords. So those links are just getting distributed well to their keywords. Now, what I do is I like to look at these links and figure out like what kind of power do they have. So they've got links coming from Cash Advance Pro, Church Lenders Directory. So that's a directory that we can get, onlineloanexpert.com. You can just start to see like there's just a bunch of different links that they have. I'm going to look at like how much traffic is coming through these links, which is very minimal. This growjoe.com is something that we would try to see if we could get the same link. ABC Newswire might try to get that same link as well, because we want to get the same amount of power and traffic coming to your site. So that's really it on a basic level. I mean, it's definitely more complex than I make it out to be, but it's all about content, getting the right content on your website. It's about getting the right backlinks to beat your competitors and getting name, address, and phone number from the citations. Those 3 things together will push you up in the search rankings. And we would love to help you build your business. Would love to talk to you further about, what direction you're trying to go. And then from that point, we can look at like, okay, here's the strategy. Here's the keywords, from the research that we're doing. This is the direction that we would go. And that will tell us like how much content we need to create, how many backlinks we need to create, and all of those things before we can really come up to what a cost for this is. But I'd love to have a conversation with you, talk to you more about what you guys are trying to do. And whenever you're available to do that, let's just schedule something. My name's Paul Heck. You can reach me at 479-326-7899, or just email me back and we'll get something set up. Thank you.